You spent forever believing midlife crisis meant just guys. One day he turns 40, flips out a bit, gets a bike, hooks up with someone new, acts like he needs to show he's still young. Yet that's barely part of it. True mess kicks off when women go through it. Since for someone male, hardship's just this thing where they want something tough to tackle. Yet for someone female, it hits like a deep inner collapse. Once past 40, a woman faces a mirror that shows something raw. Inside the reflection, no youthful glow, no fairy tale charm, no fiery allure. Instead, an unknown face stares back, scared it'll fade without a trace. That's when she begins different moves. Risky ones. Ones where her relationship, kids, everything hangs by a thread. A guy gets older physically. Yet a woman grows old deep inside. So her pain cuts deeper than your wrinkles. Yet she covers it with lipstick, with a grin, with words like I'm still young. Inside though? There's this awful feeling men don't look at her the way they once did. Used to be, just walking into a place shifted everything. Guys would turn. Ladies would hate quietly. She believed this strength would never fade, like she'd forever pull everyone toward her. Yet today, eyes just drift away without stopping. This isn't merely hurting how she sees herself. It's breaking something deeper, her whole reality starting to split. A break where hope starts to slip out. For years, she believed her looks could buy trust. Or get her ahead. Sometimes it gave control. Often it opened doors. She'd always known how to work it, draw eyes with a grin, charm folks through small moves, hold a guy still just by staring. Yet past 40, things shift. New faces show up young, loud, untouched and slide into her spot without even trying. Now, suddenly, she doesn't feel like royalty at the dance, more like someone standing outside looking in. This is when fear kicks in. Because she holds on to looks, wastes time staring into glass, hunting every trick to regain what slipped away. Lotions, treatments, non-stop talk about being more mature. Yet the harder she pushes, the clearer it shows she's losing ground. He doesn't notice her old spark anymore, he just sees strain from resisting what can't be stopped. He doesn't feel attraction, just fear, quiet and sharp, rising from her. She stopped pretending to fit herself anymore. That fake picture in his mind? It just broke apart. One day she inspired him like art come alive. Now she chases what she needs without pride. Not choice, just need. Her spark used to pull him close. Now it pushes him away. Right then, when dreams fall apart, something inside begins to crack, this quiet blast eating away at her home. When a lady loses what gave her power, she'll hunt for ways to balance the scales. Usually, that means tearing down whatever's left standing. She used to act like royalty, playful, teasing, winning folks over. She'd spend every day playing into a lure, waiting for someone strong to step forward, her call. Past 40, though? That story falls apart. Smiles don't cut it anymore. Tricks from before just flop. Then slowly, another side stirs, the hidden one, fierce and quiet. This isn't the gentle person you saw when things began. Now, someone different shows up, cloaked in darkness. Harsh tones replace soft words, sarcasm slips out with every reply. Needs pile high, unrelenting, sharp-edged. What once felt warm and inviting now feels like pressure, like tension. Instead of subtle cues, there's pushing, quiet tricks, hidden pulls. She doesn't hint anymore, she points fingers. Not questions now, more like orders. In stories, the witch stands for wisdom and ruin together. Because she senses beauty slipping away, she grabs control by scaring others. Now the guy faces someone who doesn't push him to achieve, she wears him down. Her approach shifts, not gentleness anymore, but cutting edges, not secrets, just bold attacks. The scariest thing? This never hits overnight. At first, it shows up in what she says, later in how she looks at you, eventually in what she does. Before you realize, the sweet girl becomes someone cold and sharp. One morning, you open your eyes beside someone who pulls you down instead of lifting you up. No surprise there, just a shift inside her, where charm fades out and control starts calling the shots. Your home quits feeling safe. Instead, it turns into a war zone, only you're not clashing with her, but the shadows inside her mind. By 40, she's done pretending. Earlier, she'd hide her need to dominate behind sweet talk and fake grins. That disguise drops. She won't settle for just being a spouse anymore. The roles of partner, mother, home caretaker start feeling like a squeeze. So she goes after control, actual grip on you, the household, how things get decided. To her, you're not someone to team up with anymore. Instead, think of you as something useful. An instrument needing direction. Each move you make gets picked apart. Each word feels like fuel for blame. Instead of talking, one just commands. She begins changing the household rules on her own terms. Without pushback, your house slowly becomes her domain, your authority fades without warning. What's risky isn't cold reasoning, it's feelings fueling her influence. Guys usually focus on targets like income, safety, progress. Women past 40 often ride emotional waves, they want respect, notice, love shown clearly, loyalty, all piling up fast. If she can't have her way, destruction follows, then you're blamed anyway. Family no longer feels like teamwork, it shifts into silent battles over who's in charge. She needs to sense complete grip over you, nothing short satisfies. Control turns into her shield against facing what's hollow inside. If someone misses this rule, they get caught in her turmoil, no fight, no competition, just trapped. Not behind bars, but stuck in her feelings. Getting out clean? Nearly can't happen. One day, she finally sees it, 2 decades of effort, 0 happiness. Home, family, kids, chores, instead of joy, they feel like weights dragging her down. Then something sparks inside, sudden and hot. Not a whisper, not a plea, but an urge, sharp and fierce. A need to tear apart whatever echoes the life she's been stuck in. She doesn't want to just play the role of wife or mom anymore. The idea that everything's already set, like there's no way out, starts making it hard to breathe. She begins chasing fresh thrills, spontaneous flings, trying odd things, stuck in a loop of finding herself. Yesterday's rock-solid partner suddenly questions everything she stands for. What pulls her in is independence, even when it leads straight to isolation. He can't wrap his head around this twist. To him, home means mission accomplished, the goal he's spent years reaching. She starts feeling trapped at home. Where he finds meaning, she finds limits. Yet in that clash, small breaks show up. He clings to the house. She searches for a way out. She fights her daily routine because it's simpler than facing what's really wrong, her own feelings. Blaming her partner or bad luck feels safer than saying out loud, "I just don't like who I've become." She doesn't look for peace inside, she smashes the past, hoping fresh things rise from what's left. Yet reality hits hard. Usually, nothing comes at all. Only burnt remains, anger, or homes torn apart. You might stay true, keep pushing through every task, look after your loved ones, yet somehow end up facing blame out of nowhere. What's burning inside her needs something given up. You're usually the one who ends up giving in. Instead, she'll claim you ignore her, act distant, or just don't get where she's coming from. Still, here's what's really going on: you can't fill the gap inside her heart. That isn't something you caused. Really, it's a battle she's fighting deep down. Yet she won't own up to it, someone's got to take the fall. She wants someone to take all her hurt out on. Her husband fits that role. He gets stuck dealing with her mood shifts. One day she's cheerful, next day tears come pouring down, then suddenly she blames him for ruining her life. You're not running things, you just respond. Yet every time you do, she senses more strength. She craves chaos. When there's none around, she stirs up trouble herself. Home becomes a stage, though not one for romance, more like a twisted play where you're stuck playing the lead role in her madness. You barely realize it, your house slowly loses its calm. Instead, it becomes a battleground of minds, where each comment might backfire. Most guys past 40 feel shattered, not from losing strength, but from being pulled into another person's meltdown, stuck in a mess they didn't start. She holds you there not out of spite, but 'cause she's sinking fast. Here's the worst bit, you go under right alongside her. A woman past 40? Always torn. One moment she needs calm, yet dreams of wild messes. She insists on trust and love, then chases risky thrills right after. Talks about family meaning everything even while plotting moves that'll wreck it all. This isn't playtime. Yet it's a clash within, her own pieces pulling against each other. One part's the mom, she craves comfort, peace, being heard. The opposite part? The unmaker tears down what's worn out, just to sense a pulse. They clash in her gut each dawn, while he stands clueless in the middle, unaware of the war zone. You believe you're chatting with your partner. Now here's the mom. Next day? A crone shows up. Then, some kid with bruises. She doesn't even notice how different she's become, yet you sense it like wind before storm. One phrase might spark crying, anger, or just quiet stares instead. From such opposites, disorder grows naturally. He prefers things clear: aim, way, outcome. She, past 40, moves through confusion ruled by feelings, not reason. You attempt to sketch a straight path. Yet she twists it into something round. The harder you struggle to escape, the tighter her mental whirlpool drags you down. He gets older physically, though he mostly comes to terms with it. She grows old deep inside, but fights against it fiercely. That resistance? It's where her breakdown begins. She breaks things not out of desire, yet from a deep lack of ways to handle the battle inside her mind. For ages, folks claimed men and women were identical, said fairness would fix every problem. Yet past 40, that idea shatters loud and sudden. Men? They're straightforward, driven by mission, clear goals, structure. Women? Not so much, they carry layers of mixed feelings, inner chaos, deep patterns shifting like moonlight through clouds. So as guys grow older, they tend to settle into routines, quieter, steadier, occasionally sharper in their thinking. For women, growing older can stir up what's hidden inside, a restless energy that won't follow orders. This force ignores structure. It skips rational paths. There's no limit it obeys. A bond that seems solid one day turns overnight into a battlefield of silent tensions. The guy figures, I played it straight, held a job, paid the bills, kept things steady. Yet the girl senses a shift, the ground under her cracking. In place of thanks, she drags home suspicion, blame, loud fights. That fairness everyone talked up? Seems fake now. Since men and women don't grow old the same way. A guy holding on to his skin. Yet a lady cradling her spirit. Once the spirit rejects real life, once it holds on to being young, control, or spotlight, it wrecks what's nearby. So home life suffers most. Get this clear, her chaos isn't random choice nor luck. It repeats. Comes from how her mind works deep down. Guys grow older quiet like. Ladies change through rough weather. If you aren't prepared, this storm could destroy everything, your house, your world, yet still leave scars on tomorrow. Keep in mind, a woman might inspire dreams or stir nightmares instead. By 40, the edge dividing those roles starts to blur sharply. It's pointless asking why some snap suddenly. What matters more is your mind tough enough when chaos hits. Men aren't beaten by punches, yet crushed inside, bit by bit, day by day, by a woman's quiet grip. Stay sharp if you don't want to fall into this snare. See clearly. A woman past 40 isn't just some figure beside you. She's power shaped by time. A power able to shield your house like a stronghold, yet just as quick to leave it broken. You pick what happens next, same as ever.